George Kambosos Jr. is preparing for his upcoming fight against Jake Wyllie this Saturday night at Kudos Bank Arena in Sydney, Australia. Kambosos has expressed confidence in his ability to dominate the fight, boldly stating that he intends to put Wyllie out of his misery after allowing him a brief experience under the bright lights of the big stage. This fight, which will be streamed live on DAZN, is crucial for Kambosos as he looks to re-establish himself as a top contender. After a series of lackluster performances, he knows that he needs to deliver a strong and convincing victory to prove he is still a force to be reckoned with in the division. Despite Kambosos' confidence, many fans and analysts remain skeptical about his chances. Since his shocking upset victory over Teofimo Lopez in 2021, where he claimed a 12-round split decision win over the then-unified lightweight champion, his career has taken a downward turn. In his last 4 fights, he has failed to secure a clear victory, leaving many to question whether his win over Lopez was simply a once-in-a-lifetime performance, rather than a sign of long-term greatness. His most recent fight against Wyllie Lomachenko was particularly disappointing, with Kambosos looking completely outmatched and ineffective. If he delivers a similar performance against Wyllie, there is a real possibility that he could suffer another humiliating defeat, further diminishing his standing in the boxing world. Despite his struggles in the ring, one thing Kambosos has managed to do successfully is secure major paydays. Since his victory over Lopez, he has made millions from back-to-back fights against Devin Haney, a clash with Maxie Hughes, and his recent bout against Lomachenko. While some critics argue that he is a one-hit wonder who has failed to maintain the momentum of his biggest win, he has nonetheless capitalized financially on his name and reputation. This weekend's fight was initially set to feature a different opponent, but due to a last-minute medical issue, Wyllie was brought in as a replacement. Adding to the concerns surrounding Kambosos' preparation, he recently admitted that he collapsed while attempting to make weight for the fight, which has raised further doubts about his conditioning and ability to perform at an elite level. Jake Wyllie, at just 24 years old, is a relatively unknown fighter on the international stage, but his record suggests he has serious knockout power. With 16 wins and 15 knockouts, he has demonstrated an ability to finish fights, making him a potential threat even as a late replacement. However, there is widespread belief that Wyllie is not the ideal opponent to truly test Kambosos or prepare him for the level of competition he will face if he secures a world title shot later this year. Kambosos is expected to challenge IBF light welterweight champion Richardson Hitchens in the near future, but if he struggles against Wyllie, that opportunity could slip away. This fight is more than just another bout. It is a chance for Kambosos to prove that he still belongs among boxing's elite. If he fails to deliver a dominant performance, it could be a sign that his time at the top is coming to an end. For Kambosos, this fight is not just about winning, it's about making a statement. After being criticized for his recent performances, he needs to prove that he still has the skill, power, and determination that once made him a world champion. His aggressive talk ahead of the fight suggests he is eager to remind the boxing world of his capabilities. But words alone won't be enough. If he wants to silence his doubters, he must step into the ring and deliver a performance that leaves no room for debate. A lackluster win or a close fight against a relatively unknown opponent like Wyllie will only add fuel to the fire of those who believe Kambosos' best days are behind him. One of the biggest concerns surrounding Kambosos is whether he has mentally recovered from his recent setbacks. After rising to the top with his victory over Teofimo Lopez, he suffered back-to-back losses against Devin Haney, where he was thoroughly outclassed. His fight against Maxie Hughes was a controversial split decision win that many believe he didn't deserve. Then came his disastrous showing against Wyllie Lomachenko, where he was dominated in nearly every round. A string of tough fights like these can wear down a fighter's confidence, and if Kambosos enters the ring with any doubts, it could spell disaster. On the other hand, if he uses these setbacks as motivation, he might finally return to the form that made him a champion. Jake Wyllie, despite being a late replacement, sees this as the opportunity of a lifetime. While he is not well known outside of Australia, a victory over a former unified world champion like Kambosos could instantly put his name on the map. Wyllie has a powerful punching style and has shown the ability to finish fights early, which makes him a dangerous opponent, especially if Kambosos underestimates him. Fighters who step in on short notice often have nothing to lose and everything to gain, and that can make them even more dangerous. Kambosos cannot afford to overlook Wyllie, or he could end up suffering an embarrassing defeat that would further derail his career. As fight night approaches, all eyes will be on Kambosos to see whether he can reclaim his former glory, or if this will be another chapter in his decline. He has talked a big game, but now he must back it up inside the ring. If he wins in dominant fashion, it could set him up for the title shot against Richardson Hitchens that he has been eyeing. However, if he struggles or, worse, loses, his chances of fighting for another world championship could slip away entirely.